You're listening to the Dark Mage of Rhudaur, a Middle-earth role-playing actual play podcast presented by Geek at Arms. Chapter 2, Besieged. We unfortunately missed the beginning of his introduction, but we are joined now by Aragost, a Dunadan warrior played by Greg.
Very much on the muscular side for his height, dark hair, dark eyes. Hello, fellow travelers.
Hello.
In here, you've got a whole passel of dwarves. I'll go ahead and describe Bofin is a pretty beefy-looking fellow, and for some reason, he seems a little bit withdrawn right now. He's not saying a whole lot. And then we've got Mhutvak. Why don't you describe yourself?
So I am of the ranger profession. Semi-pleasant in my demeanor, very loyal in personality, about 4 3/4 high, about 192, so I have a little stoutness to me. Brown hair, green eyes, and I don't mind meeting new people, but I don't necessarily trust everyone.
And then you've got Glock, who's also not going to be real talkative this time. He is wearing no armor, which is unusual for a dwarf, not even leather. And he's got this little rodent creature perched on his shoulder right now it's kind of chewing on his ear, and he's hitting it, trying to make it stop. And then we've got Mhenuk.
Yes, Mhenuk is also uncharacteristically armored, but the other way, in plate, although indoors it's only partial. He also appears to be completely hairless and extremely ugly, even for a dwarf. He's rather focused on the table in front of him, although he did acknowledge your presence coming in.
All right, we've also got Dagar, a human. He's of the Hillman persuasion, although not as wild and rough and tumble as a lot of the Hillmen that you've encountered in the past. He's well dressed, says he's a merchant, and that he's got a load of grain to get up into the Tirthon. And while you're exchanging pleasantries, having your conversation, you start hearing some noise from outside. And just about the time that Ynarri is getting up to go and check on what that is, there's this series of thuds and ka-chunks on the outside of the building. That sounds like, hail or something, but from the side.
Mhenuk, what was that?
I would like to stand up and check down the corridor towards the door.
You don't see anything down there because the door is closed and there are no windows on the front of the building.
Mm-hmm.
As you're standing there, you hear the sounds come again. Everybody give me a perception roll, please.
I want to head towards the door, not quite to it, not quite open it or get to it, but still prepare my shield in front.
All right. Let's see. Mhenuk's got the best roll. So you recognize this sound as, you think this is probably bowfire or maybe crossbows hitting the front of the building.
Great.
Where is the innkeeper in all of this? Ynarri, right?
He's standing kind of at your shoulder. He's looking down the hall too. What do you think that is?
Sounds like arrows. Is the door locked?
Yes, the door is locked. You can see the bar from where you are. He says, it's gonna take him quite a bit to knock that down, but the fence around us isn't quite so sturdy. Now listen, if anybody needs to arm yourselves, there's out in the barn. There's some weapons, bows, whatever you need. There's probably one or more out there. I'm gonna go secure some stuff. I'll be right back. And he nips out the back door.
I'm going to ready my shield and my club.
Yeah, and I want to move to the yard. Where was our shed thing? Is that 14?
Are you talking about the barn where he was talking about where the weapons were?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's over here. You got the big barn doors. And then there's a tack room inside that he was probably talking about. 14 is the chicken coop.
So is the barn to the left? Sorry, I'm trying to
Yeah.
work in the fog here. I see. Cool.
You see
yeah.
Ynarri heading toward the middle of the yard for some reason.
So much armor, you'd think he'd have his own weapon.
I have my weapon. I'd like to go look for a spear or something throwable.
I think Mhutvak might welcome the opportunity to get a new something or other instead of that club he's been using. Club isn't the most effective thing.
Oh, depends on who's wielding it.
I just mean by the weapon statistics, it has a maximum of a D critical.
Yeah.
And a -5 to offensive bonus. So
yeah.
If you're really good, you can do some damage with it. But
yeah. Aim just for the right ankle. All right, yeah, I'm following Mhutvak. I mean,
Mhenuk.
Yep.
All right, you can see over here. I trust that you can see that there's a door over there. That's the tack room he was talking about.
Yes.
All right, so then there's a third volley of arrows or something that hits the front of the building. Aragost, what are you up to?
Sounds like it's a good time to open the door and take a peek out.
So then you crack open the door and you can see not much because it's pretty dark out there, but glancing to either side, you see that there are indeed a lot of crossbow bolts peppering the front of the building already stuck to it. And as you're looking, another volley comes and comes kind of near the door. It looks like they're obviously shooting at the door, but misses you.
Let's close the door back up again.
All right, so you slam the door back closed, and you see that the slaves are now kind of crowding the hallway, and they're moving off back into the main room. Let's see, Glock and Bofen. We'll just go ahead and put them here in the middle of the room. They're conferring with Dagar, who seems to think that he's saying, "Okay, I know we're supposed to stay here, and they wouldn't let us into the Tirthon. But if we're under attack here, I don't think this inn is going to stand up against it. We should make a break for it and try to get into the fortress."
That sounds smart. I can't tell exactly where everything is coming from, so that sounds fantastic.
All right, so over to Mhenuk. I'll move Mhutvak up here too, since that's where you were going. The tack room is in disarray. There's a lot of writing gear that's been thrown all over the place, ready to be repaired, but it's just in heaps. So it'll take a little bit of effort, but you can get to... there's some hand weapons and 2 bows hung up on the wall. It'll take you 2 rounds to get over there, but you may take your pick of any normal weapon. I recommend you could take a look at the weapon statistics table, CST1 under reference tables, to see what the specific modifications and so forth are on different kinds of weapons.
Are there javelins there?
Sure, there can be a javelin.
Yeah,
maybe 2.
Can I grab a couple of those then? Because I'm happy with my hammer for when it gets personal.
All right, so 2 javelins. What about Mhutvak?
I think I'm liking the warhammer. Is there a warhammer there?
There is a warhammer.
I think I'm going to replace that warhammer with my club and say somebody can use this at some other time.
All right. As you're doing this, 1 or 2 more volleys hit the front of the building. And as you're coming back out of the barn, you start to hear, it sounds like somebody's climbing the fence way over near the front.
How close are Mhenuk and me to this fence area?
100 feet or so.
Okay.
I want to get back inside to the rest of the
inside?
folks
Yep.
as soon as possible.
All right, so go ahead and move yourselves back in there. And then as you do, you see out the window, you see a couple of guys finish scaling the wall and come over, and they've each got crossbows strapped to their backs that they unlimber as soon as they've got their feet are on the ground. John, do you have the initiative tracker up?
Yep.
And to go, I clarified this a little bit. So the way the turn goes is everybody declares what they intend to do. The fastest person goes last so that they get to hear what everybody else is planning before they make their decision. And then down there, lines 14 through 18 show the order in which the PCs go.
Okay.
We'll usually put the NPCs at 0. And so then once everybody's declared their intentions, then we go into the turn sequence.
Okay.
And when we're executing, it goes fastest first.
Okay.
So whoever's that'll usually be Aragost gets to actually take his action first in the order of those turn segments. So what I'm going to need you to do is to tell me what's coming up next and who's going to act.
Okay. But they may not use spellcasting, or they may not use melee. They may do something different. Yes.
I'll tell you what they're going to do, and then when we get actually going into the turn sequence, you'll say, okay, it's time for spellcasting, and whoever it was who was casting spells will go then. Mm-hmm. And then you'll say, okay, it's missile attacks, and then you'll give me the order in which the missiles are going off. Okay. So then we've got these 2 Kultirith inside the fence, and Aragost, Mhenuk is the slowest, so what is he going to do?
The windows along the east, do they have panes in them? Or are they just openings in the wall?
They're just openings in the wall. Shutters are open. They got pretty heavy shutters that can be closed and barred.
Cool. Yeah, well, I want to move towards them with my shield then, and kind of try to block whatever I can. How far is my 10-foot movement? I guess we'll figure that out when I actually move.
You can move a little further than that now because you increased your...
Oh, nice. Cool. But yeah, no, I want to move towards there with my shield.
Yeah, you can now move 15 feet per round.
Amazing.
Why do you have a movement maneuver penalty? Where is that coming from, I wonder? Oh, because of the equipment that you added. The javelins.
Oh, am I burdened now?
Yeah. Part of the benefit that you got was reduced by the extra weight you took on.
Gotcha. What am I carrying that's so heavy?
The shield is pretty heavy.
That's true.
Yeah, the encumbrance penalties get activated pretty fast in this game, so try not to carry too much gear. Okay, so then I guess that would make it the NPC's turn, right? They are going to both get out their crossbows and try and shoot through the windows. So then who's next?
That would be me.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I think I'm going to...
Remember, you've got a broken arm still.
Oh, I did not remember that. Okay. I don't remember which arm that was.
I believe it was your weapon arm. So you're going to be fighting left-handed, I guess.
Cool.
And no bow.
Right. I think at this point I'm going to act like a dear shield maiden for Mhenuk. And since I have a broken arm, I'm going to rely on my shield and be somewhat of a blocker for what may come into him deciding when he's ready to strike.
Okay. I do not recall that... Oh, you do have a shield.
Do, yes.
Okay. Cool.
Yep.
All right. So you are moving and blocking.
Yep.
And that takes us to Aragost. What is your intention?
I am going to try to make my way out there to them. If they want something ranged, I would much rather give them something not ranged.
All right. You going to take the door or dive through a window?
Ooh, that is a fantastic idea. Yes, if I go through the window, I can about get to them.
Don't worry. Moving maneuvers never fail in this game.
Yeah, I can get to about right there if I go through the window.
All right. Well, you don't move quite yet.
Yep.
So what's the next step? Oh, see, we got Glock and Bofen. Glock's already called enough trouble down on your heads casting spells.
Probably needs a held action, doesn't he?
See, so he doesn't have a ranged weapon, though. He's gonna to come up by the door. Well, I'm not moving him yet. He's going to come by the door and get his Warhammer out in case someone tries to come through. And Bofin is going to head out the door, and he's got his battle axe at the ready. And he's just going to run as try to get as close to him as he can. All right, so next phase is spellcasting, yes, and then missile attacks. Who can these guys shoot? Can hit Dagar or Glock, and this guy can hit Dagar, Nig, or Bofin. Dagar and Nig look like the more dangerous people because they're tall. They will learn to their chagrin that is not the case. So let's see, you've got cover in here, so I'm going to give this a minus 20 for shooting through the window. And then Dagar's defensive bonus is 20, so minus 40 total. All right, Jacob, what is the missile weapons attack say about 83 versus... I don't know what kind of armor he has.
Find it. Who's he shooting?
He's shooting at Dagar, who is wearing soft leather.
And you said 83?
Yep.
Okay. Soft leather, that's 6.
6 hits?
Yep.
Okay.
It's weird. It does more hits versus soft leather armor than no armor.
That's because it's a little bit binding. You can't move as fast to get out of the way.
I see. It includes dodge as well.
Yep.
Makes sense.
So he takes a grazing shot across his shoulder. Second guy shoots at Nig. Oops. 27, that's not going to hit anything. So another shot just flies through the window, and it hits the ceiling and doesn't do any damage to anybody. So that's their move. What's the next phase?
Is it static maneuvers?
Static maneuvers. Nobody is doing those things. Really? Yeah, I thought that was last.
Yeah, it's melee is next.
Where?
Okay.
On my sheet or his sheet?
On initiative tracker.
Charge sequence, declare actions.
Yeah, it's
missile.
static maneuvers, and then tabulate wounds. So missile, melee, movement.
The melee was what I was missing there. That's
I
what
got
I
you.
was thinking.
Missile and melee, yep.
Okay, so nobody's doing that. And then movement would be Aragost going first. So
out the window.
Yep, through the window.
Give me a moving maneuver at... Oh, wait, this one doesn't give penalties. So just make a moving maneuver with your chain skill. And I'm going to call this a medium difficulty. 48 gives me a 30. Ooh, that's not great. All right, so then make an orientation roll at minus 70.
Minus 70. That does not sound fun.
All right, 20. So you're at minus 40 for your next action. All right, who's next for moving? Bofin, probably. All right, so 55 feet per round, but if he's preparing a weapon, that drops him to 45 feet. So how far can he get? I'm going to have him actually dash, though, so he'll make a moving maneuver also. 54. Too many tables, too many tables. And this is just running, so I'm going to make it easy. So he can get another... Oh, he can get all the way over there. Good. So Aragost, there's a jangling dwarf coming up behind you.
Not an elf, but a dwarf.
Was that everybody's moving? What was your intention, Mhenuk? You were moving over to the window to block crossbows bolts, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So go ahead and make your move.
Yeah, and how far is 15 feet?
Oh, I think I skipped. What was Mhutvak doing?
He is making a move and then preparing to block with his shield.
Right. All right, so put yourself wherever you like, where you want to be for blocking stuff.
Okay. Let's see. Where is Mhenuk?
Mhenuk's kind of in the middle of the room, like next to the 6.
Yeah.
And I think that takes care of everybody that was going to move. See, Glock's over here by the door. Old Bettles run into the kitchen. And the slaves are hanging back. Clentu is over here unwisely looking out the window. Okay, next turn. Who's the first in our, or slowest in our initiative order?
So it'd be Mhenuk at -30, right?
Yep. So declare your intentions, Jacob.
I'm going to look shocked that the human just dived out the window towards two people with crossbows. And then I am going to move. I think I'm going to just move towards the opening. Yeah, I'm gonna move and prepare to either block or throw a javelin if I can get a clear shot.
What's the javelin's base range?
30, I think. So I think I'm well outside of range still.
Well, that's the base range. You can always throw beyond
the
range. You just had a penalty. So
I just didn't want to, and I guess it's not too much further. I don't want to try jumping out the window right away.
Don't blame me. I mean, stay in cover, right?
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, you don't want to dive out a window and fall.
Then who's next?
So it would be either Glock or the NPCs.
All right. Glock, having evaluated what's going on, is going to move out the door and around to the corner because that's still in cover. NPCs, they've both seen Aragost and Bofin coming, so they're dropping their crossbows and getting out their swords. I think they have swords. Yep, they have swords. And it appears that there are at least one other person. There's somebody else climbing the fence. It's starting to shake again. Who's next?
It would be me, Mhutvak.
Okay. And what are you intending to do?
Okay, so I'm still going to rely on being somewhat of a shield, a blocker, a protector of sorts, and so I'll move towards an open door and basically move myself somewhat in front of Mhenuk, but not to where I get hit with a javelin in the back or the back of the head, but could block maybe something coming in to hit him.
Okay, so you're going to go over to that window next to him?
Yes.
And add your shield to his defense? Okay.
Yes, to his defense.
I forgot about Dagar, Siskar, Nig, and Old Pad. The slaves are going to also go into the kitchen and hide. Dagar's going to get out his bow and move toward the other window that Mhenuk's not at and shoot out. And then that leaves us with Aragost.
Not quite close enough to be able to swing at them just yet, so...
Are you within 10 feet? You're within 10 feet.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You can move 10 feet as part of an attack.
Okay, yeah. Swing at him then.
All right.
I got a nice, pretty sword. He needs to meet it.
All right. So then it's missile weapon. It's spell casting next, but nobody's casting spells. And missile weapons. Dagar is not going to be able to shoot this turn. These guys both dropped theirs. So then, it's Aragost's turn. Take your swing.
Yeah.
And I added
negative 40.
Right, with a negative 40, and these guys' defensive bonus is 30.
So
negative
negative
total
70?
minus 70.
And is this a one-handed or two-handed sword that you're swinging?
One-handed.
Oh, cool.
Shield, sword, and board.
One-handed? No, not a one-handed concussion weapon. One-handed.
Did you include the minus 70 on that?
Oh, look.
Dang, you did. That was a good roll.
All right.
Yeah, that's with the negative 70.
86, and what are they armored with?
They are wearing... An excellent question. I should have been prepared to answer it. Soft leather.
Soft leather. 86 is 10B. Is there a secondary critical on this?
No, not for the...
So, it's a calf wound. So 1 hit per round on top of the 10 hits.
Okay.
Which type of... critical was that?
That was again? A B?
Slash. Yeah.
I just need to know for the experience thing.
And these guys are level 3.
Oh, B3?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. So then Bofin is going to chop at the other one. He didn't have a penalty to activity. All right. So that's an 81 with the penalty for being against soft leather.
And battle axe is a two-handed weapon, right?
Correct.
81 versus Saw's Leather is 13B, and that's another slash critical. He does have a... Oh, yeah, it says.
Yep.
So another 19, so another calf wound, 1 hit per round on top of the...
Yeah, and so that T critical
13.
would be minus 50. So it would only be a 5, I guess.
Yeah, so where am I? That's probably 0.
I don't think these guys are
Crush
going back
critical
over the
is
fence.
0, nothing, no effect on a 5.
Right. Sorry, what was that, Greg?
I don't think these guys are going back over the fence.
Not immediately. So then they are the only other ones making melee attacks. So they'll attack their respective opponents. Kultirith Guide number 1. Let's see, what is Aragost's defensive bonus?
35, I think.
35. And Bofin's is 0. Okay. So he's got a scimitar. So it's a minus 5 versus your chain. So 62 on the one-handed edge table versus chain.
Yeah, one-handed is 2 hits versus chain.
Okay. And the other guy, 47. I'm guessing that's
0.
nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Right. Next phase is what?
Okay, so that was
Movement?
melee, so it'd be movement.
All right. Let's see. Aragost is not moving. Who's moving? Who would be next in the moving list?
So Mhenuk moved first and prepped for a javelin throw.
I shouldn't have moved. I'll actually move last, but
okay.
Yeah.
Well, I would have moved in front of because Glock moved to the door and looked for cover. I moved in front of Mhenuk to be his shield.
So then go ahead and move yourself over there by him.
Okay.
Glock was moving around here.
And the slaves moved 2 windows to shoot with their bows and arrows.
Well, Dagar is doing that.
I got you. Okay.
The slaves are hiding in the kitchen because they're wents.
Ah, got you. So Dagar moved. Okay, let me make sure
right.
that his name is in there.
All right, and I believe after Mhenuk's been moved, that takes us to the next turn. So then,
so it would be Mhenuk, declare your action or intentions.
Yeah, could I hear? Was the other person climbing over the fence? Were they climbing over closer or further?
Closer
from us. Okay, so then I'd like to get outside. Now that everybody's outside.
Yeah, climb through the window.
Yep. Is that a maneuver, or can I just?
If you're just going to climb through slowly, then you don't need to make a maneuver. But it'll cost you. Well, it'll cost you pretty much all of your movement since you're in plate.
Yep, I will move outside the window then.
All right. Who's next?
All right, Glock.
Glock. He's going to start preparing sleep. And next, I guess the other NPCs.
Yes.
Okay, so both of the Kultirith that you can see currently are going to attack Aragost and Bofin. There's going to be a third that will appear over the fence. And then somebody else that you can't see is going to be doing something that you don't know about. And Dagar is going to... he's going to hold his action and shoot at whoever appears over the fence who's coming up. And everybody else doesn't matter because they've run away. Clentu has come over here and has gone through that window to join his master. And so that leaves us with Aragost. Oh, and Bofin's going to attack this guy.
Yeah, I was going to attack him.
Okay. So then next phase is spellcasting. So Glock prepares his spell. And then Bowfire. So Dagar's holding his action.
Yes.
Melee means Aragost moves.
Yay. And it was a negative 30 for his?
Correct. How's a 56 look, Jacob?
56 against soft leather, right? Is 0 hits.
All right. I should mark this guy down a little bit. He's at 41 now. Oh, I forgot about that. It controls them both. You're just going to have to deal with their life bars not going down.
I can't
If
see
I
a
change
life bar
one, it
anyway.
changes both. Oh, you can't?
Nope.
Perfect. All right. Bofin will attack the other guy. Kerwhop. How's a 70 look?
70, but that's 65
Yeah.
versus soft leather is also 0.
Nuts. All right. Mhutvak is not in melee, so
Nope.
next is these guys. Minus 35. Ouch!
Ooh. So minus 35, that's still 100 and...
No, that was including the minus 35.
Oh, that's including the minus 35.
Yeah.
Yikes. Then that is... who's this hitting?
This is hitting Aragost in plate, or in
Aragost.
chain, I mean.
Or in chain, so that's 18 hits and an E critical.
I'm sorry.
And
It
an E
happened.
critical 52 plus 20, 72. So that's a medium thigh wound, 6 hits, 1 hit per round, negative 10 to activity, stunned for 2 rounds.
Not as bad as it could have been.
Sounds painful, though.
Did you say
So
6
that
hits?
was an E.
Mm-hmm. 6 and
Yes.
1 per round.
Okay.
All right. Kultirith number 2. Swinging at Bofin. With no penalty. 104.
That's
Minus
versus...
5,
Is that
99.
chain as well or rigid leather?
Chain.
99 versus chain is 9 hits.
No crit, huh? Cool.
Nope, just barely off.
All right. So that's everybody for melee. Next phase is movement. Is that right?
Movement.
Yep.
Okay. We've got another Kultirith coming. This guy appears at the top of the wall, and Dagar takes a shot at him. 90.
And he's wearing
versus-
soft leather as well.
Yes,
And that's a puncture critical, right?
correct.
So that's 9 hits. If the malice was included in that roll.
Yep.
And 3 more hits from a glancing blow to the side.
All right. So the arrow doesn't stick in him, but he definitely noticed it. Static maneuvers, nobody is doing that. So then next turn.
We gotta go. Wait, movement, right? We still have to
movement.
resolve
Sorry,
movement.
I forgot movement.
No, we did movement.
Oh, we kind of skipped over movement. I only moved the one guy.
I got you. I got you.
Did you move your token? Because yeah, I'm just moving right outside the window.
All right. So then, Mhenuk, what is your next
Is this-
action?
What's
This is in the same turn, right?
This will be the next turn. Did you have
Next
a
turn.
move you were making? Or are you just staying inside, or are you following Mhenuk out the window? I've forgotten.
Well, I went ahead of him, and so yes, I would be following him
Okay.
to
So-
continue to shield.
All right. Also, just kind of move you there in front of him then.
That's fine.
Cool. Yeah, I want to step towards the. What's the Kultirith sergeant wielding?
He has a crossbow on his. He's got the same equipment: crossbow on his back and a scimitar in a sheath at his belt.
Cool. Yeah, I want to step towards him, blocking. Then.
You don't want to fling a javelin at him.
Not from this range.
What's the penalty for being at short range? You're
Or wait,
within
this is less than
his
30
base
feet.
range.
Yeah, no, less than 30 feet. Then I do want to throw a javelin at him. Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, even if
thought
you
it
were
was still too
further
far away.
than that, where's the missile weapon table? So if you are at short range, yeah, you don't have a penalty even at short range. Oh no,
Oh, cool.
It's minus 25 at medium range, so that would be at 31 feet to 60 feet. So yeah, minus 25 is pretty big, I guess. But it doesn't matter because you're within range.
Yeah, so I want to fling it at him.
All right. Who's next in the order?
All right, so that would be Glock.
Okay. Glock is going to continue to prepare his spell, so the next turn he'll be at -0. And next?
It would be the NPCs.
Okay, Dagar is going to take he's going to take the turn to reload. This sergeant is going to he's going to get out his crossbow and prepare to fire, so that's going to be his turn. Although he's going to kind of move toward the building to try and disrupt Dagar's aim a little bit. The two Koltirith are going to keep fighting Aragost and Bofin. And
I move toward Mhenuk to. Are you Mhenuk? Are you right or left? Righty or lefty?
I don't know. I am decided.
Okay.
Say I'm right-handed.
No, that's fine. So I'm going to know him well enough that wherever he's throwing the javelin, I'm on the other side, shield.
All right.
So that's where I'm moving. And then our Aragost is the last on our list.
Right, and he is stunned.
Okay.
So what are you planning, Aragost?
Stun. I can't move or I can't do anything. I forget which one I was trying to find.
You can only parry with up to half of your offensive bonus, and you can move.
I'm going to parry then. I'm going to keep him here.
All right, cool. And Bofin is going to keep attacking his guy also. All right, so Aragost moves first, but he is parrying. Who's next in the melee list?
Oh, let's see. So after Aragost?
Mm-hmm.
So that would be, well, I'm not in melee. I'm next, but I'm not in melee. So it would be...
so it'd be the NPCs?
Yes, it'd be NPCs and Glock if he's going to do anything.
All right, so half of 67 is 34 plus 35. Oh, but you're stunned also. So that's... Jacob, you got the chart open.
Stunned is plus 20.
Okay, so 69. But 64, because it's versus chain.
But what does his parry give him? Just because I don't remember.
He can transfer a portion of his offensive bonus to defensive bonus, so he reduces his attack in order to increase his defense.
Okay.
Yep, so 64 is 2 hits versus chain.
Okay. He's still got plenty.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Other guy attacks Bofin, who is just fine, for a 71 versus chain.
71 versus chain is 4 hits.
4 hits to Bofin. All right. Let's see. El Sargento is not meleeing. Nobody else is meleeing. Next phase is movement. Is that right?
Yes.
All right. So Aragost, and then Mhutvak, you're just staying close to Mhenuk.
Yes. Shield.
Wait,
Shield.
I forgot missile. Dagar is not shooting. He was reloading.
Right.
So then, this guy is just moving 10 feet, which is how far? I should measure that instead of just guessing.
So let me ask real quick, because Mhenuk was going to throw a javelin, that would have been missile. So has he taken that?
No, thank you for the reminder. This is why I have somebody else keeping track of that.
Well, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just trying to help you.
Well, you did exactly what I needed you to do.
Okay, good.
Mhenuk, take your throw.
So what should I roll? Is there a penalty or anything because he's only moved 10 feet, right?
He doesn't have... there's no penalty for his movement or anything.
Cool.
But this guy has a defensive bonus of 35.
Okay, so roll my throw minus 35.
He just finished climbing a fence. Does he have a shield? Let me check that. Because he can't climb with the shield in his hand. Yes, he does have a shield. So it's only minus 10.
Okay, and it's thrown, right?
Right.
Oh, and then I should have, because the item has another minus 10 OB.
Oh, it does? Okay,
yeah, so that's only 30, and then is there a thrown weapon table?
It's the missile table.
Or it's just the missile table?
Yeah.
So, and is he wearing chain or... Yeah.
He's wearing soft leather.
Cool, yeah. Either way, no hits.
Yeah, I think that one goes up to like 70 or something with zeros, doesn't it?
Missile weapons against soft leather?
Against anything. Isn't
yeah,
the first,
pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah. First actual result is at 71 there.
Yep.
All right. So then that's missile weapons done.
Yep.
Now movement.
Yes.
So the NPCs are the first ones to move.
Now, is
Followed
this a new turn?
It will be just right now. Yes, now we're in a new turn. So Mhenuk's first.
Does the guy have his crossbow out?
Yes, he does.
Then I want to charge him. Is that like a rush or something?
Well, since you've only got a base movement of 15, is that within your for each 10 foot of movement over 10 feet that the attacker has moved? So yeah, it's just a -10 for you to make that attack. No need to make a moving maneuver roll, which you would probably fail.
Oh yeah, I misread the missile thing. I thought that had to do with.
Yeah, it's at the bottom of your like your slashing weapons or whatever tables.
Okay. So what's the limit on the amount that you can move, though?
The limit on the amount that you can move is based on your moving maneuver penalty. It starts at, I think, 50, and then the moving maneuver bonus is added to it. But since yours is a huge minus.
Oh, I see. So I move the base 10, and then the extra 5 gives me the -10 or the -10 penalty, and then I run out of movement for that turn.
Correct.
Without doing a maneuver. Okay, that makes sense.
So no matter how much you move, you're never going to get more than a -10 to your attack.
Yes.
Because 15 is all you can get.
Cool, that makes sense.
So Mhenuk's going to charge the Tirthon Sergeant. Who's next in the order?
So that would be Glock.
Okay, Glock is going to cast his spell. And he's going to cast it at these two guys that are fighting with Aragost and Bofin. Because one of them hurt the new dude. Who's next?
So that would be the NPCs.
All right. The sergeant is going to... So he sees Mhenuk coming. And so he's going to rapidly change his intentions and draw his sword and attempt to parry.
Okay.
And then these two guys are going to continue fighting with Aragost and Bofin. Dagar is now shouting for his slaves to get out here and help. And he's going to take a missile attack at the Tirthon Sergeant. Okay. Although he's going to be careful not to hit Mhenuk. There's no actual penalties in this game for doing that, so we're fine.
Yeah, I realized that as I was looking at the tables. It's very convenient.
Yes. So then Mhutvak, I think that would make you next, right?
Yes.
What are you going to do?
And let's see.
You can very easily keep up with Mhenuk if you want to.
Yes, I'm going to move. I'm going to move to the side of him that would be opposite what he'll attack with, but be prepared to in a sense, if something comes at him, try to block it. So
okay.
Move to shield.
Do you have your weapon out?
I do not, because right now what I'm feeling is I'm favoring my arm somewhat. So I'm relying.
You got the broken arm.
Yeah, so I'm relying on being more of the shield man, but if I have to, I might make a shield bash.
Okay.
But right now I'm looking to actually shield Mhenuk.
All right. That being the case, I'm going to let you use, since you do have the option of doing a shield bash, I'm going to let you use up to half of your offensive bonus as a parry also.
Okay.
So that way you'll get to use, how much would that be? Mhutvak. One-handed concussion. So 25. So you'd actually be able to shield him for -50, which will be good.
Okay.
All right. Then the NPCs, we've already declared their actions.
Yes.
Right?
So after me, it'd be Aragost.
Right.
He's stunned. He's got one more turn. He's stunned, and he parried.
Yep. You can guess what my hand action means. That's wonderful.
Okay.
So, what are you doing there, buddy?
The only thing, I could run or I could parry. That's it. So
I'm just realizing, looking at my equipment, because I don't remember, when was it that Mhutvak broke his arm?
That happened. Was that during the fight with the wolves, or was that when that That was when that cart, or was it? Or that hit Bofin.
See, I thought the cart was me. It's just occurring to me that we have the bone healing stuff, and it's just because John wasn't here that week.
Yes.
That I don't think we dosed him with it. Because I broke my arm, and I'm fine now.
Oh, you're the one with the broken arm. See, your names are too similar. I put it in the wrong thing. Mhutvak, you're fine.
Okay. Okay. But
I was just clicking to my equipment tab, and I was like, I have this herb that heals broken arms in 3 days or something.
It's not the exclusion of others. I'm still working as a shield man, because what I see is Mhenuk actually doing something that I would like. I kind of like really go, okay, this guy he's bossing right now, so let me watch his back.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm still gonna. Thank you for the clarification, but I'm still kind of shielding, waiting to see what happens.
You're shielding him for a different reason, because he's injured.
Yes.
And he is foolhardily rushing into battle with a broken arm.
Right.
See, I thought I was healed, though.
I thought you were too, because I thought you had said that.
No, it's only been a day since you broke your arm. You did,
gotcha.
but it's only been a day.
I see.
Okay.
Right. At least, because Mhutvak did break his weapon. That did happen.
Yes.
So at least you've got
part.
a new weapon now. That
right.
much is sorted.
Right.
Right. Okay. I'm
we got
less
this.
confused now. This is what happens when we go 2 weeks, right? And when
Very
everybody's
good.
got the same name.
Right.
Now I'm worried about my upcoming penalty for what I'm about to try to do.
Especially doing it with a broken arm.
Yeah. Well, we're going to call it -20 for...
Can I grant inspiration?
Not in this game.
Yeah. Great. Sorry, Mhenuk.
All right.
Feels bad.
So Glock is casting a spell.
Okay.
Let's see. Where is his character sheet? These guys have no resistances, so 53.
Right.
Or 53 against... But they're wearing armor, right?
Yeah, they're wearing leather armor.
53 against leather is 0.
0. I've forgotten what that
Unmodified.
means.
Let's see.
That means that there's simply 0 on the resistance roll that they get to make.
Yeah, correct.
So he's casting Sleep 7, I think. Let me find his appropriate spell list.
What's his domain, though? Is he channeling or...
Essence.
No. Hey, he's essence, okay.
Okay, so yeah.
I always
you can
forget to
get
look at
both
the
of
bottom
them.
of the tables. It's channeling, you get to ignore leather armor.
Right. So I've got a resistance roll of 97 for number 1 and 11 for number 2. And this is
And they're level what?
They're level 3, and it's a 3rd level casting.
Okay. So the number there is 50. So that means 1 succeeds and 1 fails, I think, right?
Correct. So then this guy is now asleep. Sleep. And that means that, let's see, Bofin had already declared his action to attack that guy, so he's going to hit a sleeping guy.
Sweet.
Where's the honor?
Well, he was in the middle of the swing. He didn't know he was going to fall asleep in the middle of it. All right, so that's spell casting. What's the next phase?
Missile.
Missile. That's why I keep screwing up, because missile's supposed to go before melee.
Yes.
All right, so Dagar is going to shoot his dude. 57.
57 versus chain?
Soft
Well,
weapon.
I mean, it's nothing regardless.
Oh, right, because it's a missile weapon.
Yep.
That was the only person doing any shooting, so now it's melee. Aragost would go first, but can't. So does that make it, who's next?
So it would be Mhenuk. If we're back at
really?
the top of the
No, we're not back at the top of the list yet. We're still in the middle of melee.
It'd be Bofin next, probably, right?
Oh yes, it would. It would be Bofin.
Okay. This guy doesn't get his defensive bonus because he's going to sleep.
Yep.
Are there other mods for somebody who's stunned or down?
Yeah, 20 stunned or down.
-20, or +20, rather.
Mm-hmm.
Mhutvak. How about a 168?
160. Well, it'd be 163, right? Versus either way, it's max.
It's max damage, yeah.
Versus soft leather. So yeah, 25 hits and an E critical. E is plus 20, so that's 93. Knocked out, yeah. Knocked out for 6 hours. If no helm, dies instantly. And it's 2 levels below for the secondary critical, right?
Right. But you might as well ignore that one because I don't think he is wearing a helmet. No, he is not. So he's dead.
It's funny because on the table, that means that the hit both hit him in the head and the weapon arm.
Well, it's through the head, through the arm.
Ouch.
Into the sand. So he's asleep and quite dead.
Yep.
All right. This guy makes his attack. Let's see. So then it was a total of minus 60. Was that right? Minus 69 for your parry.
Oh, yeah, with the parry. Oh, wow. Is that a fumble?
It is not because he didn't roll an unmodified minus 5. He rolled an 8.
But yeah, no, nothing.
Aragost very, very adroitly blocks that scimitar. Now...
Which is perfect, because I'll finally be able to do something again. Yay!
It's Mhenuk's turn, I guess.
Now I get to charge, right? Cool, yeah, I want to smack him. So it's going to be a total of negative 30, I think, right?
Yes. And, well, minus 40 because of his defensive bonus.
Okay. Minus 40. Oh, wow.
Dang!
That's fun. This is a one-handed concussion, so 163 versus, and he's wearing chain or rigid leather?
Soft leather.
Soft leather so that's 20 hits and a E critical with 102, which is blow breaks hip, plus 15 hits, knocked down and stunned 3 rounds.
What is with you in the
I don't know.
hip breaking?
I don't know if Greg knows this yet, but that's my signature move, is breaking hips.
I think you're going to have to name your hammer.
The lip maker?
So then what was the total results on that again?
So 20 to begin with, and 102, not 110. 15 additional hits, but negative 75 activity and stun for 3 rounds. Yeah.
Okay.
So 35 total hits.
Give him a nice...
And what level was he? The sergeant?
He is level 5.
Oh, nice. That goes up higher then.
We'll
I've been trying to keep track of the experience, and I think I'm keeping up on it. So far, I'm the only player that's been hit, so that's been easy to keep track of.
All right, so he's not going to be much of a problem.
Yeah, I don't think any of these guys are going back over the fence.
Oh, but he was going to attempt to hit you, though. I've forgotten about that. But given the way this is sequencing, and since Mhutvak is kind of making an offensive kind of thing going here, I'm going to let you move up with him. Just based on the description that you gave. So when this guy makes his attack, which would have happened right before Mhenuk's, minus...
And he's using a scimitar as well?
Yes.
Okay.
And you've got a defensive bonus of 5, so... Right. 50 total against your plate.
50 total versus plate is 1 hit.
All right. Ping!
Yep.
1.
You take a small bruise right before you break his hip. All right. Now, movement.
Yes.
I already moved you forward to match Mhenuk, so I think that takes care of everybody's moving.
Yes.
So the next turn, the sergeant is shouting. How many Tirthon am I supposed to have here? Because I don't actually want you to win this one.
Oh.
You start to hear a lot more people scaling the fence, and not only here but elsewhere also. And a guy appears that you weren't aware of up here on top of this smokehouse. And there's one that shows up at the corner of the building, and you hear there's still more climbing. So, Aragost, what is your plan?
I could actually do something now. Well, let's bring down some numbers and go after the guy in front of me.
Okay.
And then if he's down, start going towards him. I'm on the wrong clicker. There we go. If he's not down, stay where I'm at.
So that was a movement?
Oh, that was an attack first.
Oh, attack first, okay.
Yeah. So you won't be able to move until the next turn.
That's fine.
After you've made your attack. Who's next?
So that would be... So if he is the top of it... So do we go back to Mhenuk?
No, we're in the next turn. Oh, sorry. You're right. Mhenuk, yes, declares first.
Yes.
So there's another guy over the wall.
Yeah, he's standing up actually on the roof of the inn.
Cool. I want to... well, there's a penalty for javelins from this close, I'm assuming, right?
No. There's no extreme close range penalties for...
All right. Yeah, then I want to throw my javelin at him.
Okay.
My remaining javelin.
Oh, I need to update people's bleeding and such. All right. Who's next?
So that would be Glock.
All right. Glock is going to start preparing a spell again. He's going to start preparing sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, that worked really well last time.
Yep.
Okay. And then it's going to be Dagar or NPCs. Probably NPCs.
Okay. He moves with the NPCs, so
Okay.
Dagar is going to shout, "There's a lot more of these guys coming. We should retreat. We need to get to the fortress. Pad, get the wagons and the horses." Then
So
this guy is going to continue. He's going to start parrying because now he's fighting two people, but he's going to keep swinging at Aragost. This guy's going to writhe around on the ground screaming, the sergeant. The guy up here on the roof is getting out his crossbow, but he won't be able to fire yet. Same with this guy over here. And you're still hearing the more people climbing the fence. And actually there's now a loud thud, like louder than the crossbows were, back in this corner against the fence. Then after that, who?
So it'd be me.
Okay, what are you going to do?
I am going to, still holding my shield, I'm going to prep my warhammer for a strike.
Okay. Are you just prepping it, or are you actually going to take a swing?
I'm prepping it.
Okay. And that leaves us with Mhenuk. Yes, and he was the last.
No, Aragost.
Aragost.
Yes.
I'm going to get used to this initiative system eventually.
Oh, yes, certainly.
Shabba.
Okay. For the
Because I could
benefits of
actually do
those
something.
listening to a podcast, possibly in the future, that means he's going to swing his sword.
Yes, to those who can't see me. Well, we talked. You actually asked mine a long time ago.
Right, that's true. All right, so then
You
spellcasting.
just edit it to where it's supposed to be.
Glock is preparing a spell. Missile weapons.
Yes.
Those guys were preparing to shoot, but not shooting yet.
All right. Mhenuk was...
Throwing a javelin.
Well, you prepped your javelin. Did you throw it?
I wanted to throw it
Yes, you may throw it.
at the dude on the roof.
Let's see, he doesn't have a shield out, so minus 15 because you're also changing weapons.
Okay, yeah, plus another 10 because of the javelin. So that's 78. So that may be enough to hit him. What kind of armor is he wearing?
Soft leather again.
Soft leather, 4 hits.
So you graze him. That's all missile weapons, I believe.
Yes.
All right.
Or
Melee. Aragost goes first.
Still the negative 30, right? It's been a while. I forgot.
Well, hold on now. After Mhenuk throws, then it should be what what is Glock doing?
Oh, Glock was preparing a spell.
Okay, all right. So yes, it will be the NPCs next.
Right. See, Dagar.
It's shout to retreat, and I don't know if they're
I guess he's reloading because he shot last turn.
Gotcha. Okay. And then the slaves, what are they doing?
Presumably they are going out to get the horses hitched.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. So next it would be me. And I want to swing. Actually, I want to.
I think Aragost will go before you do, right? He's no longer stunned.
Well, I've got him last.
He's last to declare, but first to move.
Gotcha. Yes. Because he is fastest. Go.
Yes.
I have the long legs.
Right. So his defensive bonus is -30, but he's now flanked. So that's what is flanked, Jacob?
With one-handed slashing, flanked is 15 plus 15.
All right. So and then he's parrying. What is his offensive bonus with his sword? I've got this somewhere here.
I thought it was 34. That was the parrying.
Well, it depends on how much he decides
stunned.
to. Yeah,
that's right.
We'll say he's parrying for another 20. So, okay.
Modifier -35.
Okay. And weapon
wearing...
90 versus soft leather, right?
Yep.
10B. A /B critical.
This guy is still level 3.
17. Yeah, so 1 hit per round on top of the.
All right. Another
10.
small bleeding wound.
Eventually, right. I think I want to stop, but I don't know.
Who's next for melee?
Would be me.
Okay.
So I'm actually wanting to do a shield bash against the closest combatant.
Okay, that would be the sergeant.
Yes.
Right.
Give me just a second, and let me pull up my character sheet. So with that, what did you say that was one hand concussion?
Yep.
Okay.
1 hand concussion, and since he's stunned her down, that's plus 20. And Warhammer, is that two-handed? Or no, sorry.
That says a shield bash.
And you're doing a shield anyways.
Yeah, shield bash.
Oh, nice.
Not a bad roll. I'm going to cap the shield's maximum critical at a C.
Okay.
Because that would be a versus soft leather. Right?
Yep.
Would be a 10B. So then it would be a 10C, right?
Well, no, I'm capping it at C. It can't go any higher than that.
It's
still
that's right.
Critical.
Lower is worse. Okay. So 10B and then 59 is blow to shield, shoulder breaks shield. If no shield, shoulder broken, arm useless.
Okay, shoulder broken, arm useless.
Yay.
This guy is not hitting anybody today.
Yep. Because you kind of need both arms for crossbows, don't you?
Yeah. He has a shield, but it's still on his back. Okay, so that was Mhutvak. Bofan, I think, still needs to attack, right?
Yes, he does.
All right, so
and
this
what
guy's
crit was that for?
That was a B versus 5.
B5. Okay, sweet.
So 30, but flanked 15.
And he's using a sword, right?
Bofan?
Yeah.
No, he's using his battle axe. It's two-handed.
Oh, that's the one. Chop. 137. Well, 132, I guess, right?
Right.
132 versus soft leather is 36E. Sever hand, 12 hits per round, knocked down and stunned for 6 rounds, and a 47 crush critical is 5 hits, stunned 1 round if no armor, with a blow to the forearm.
He's going to bleed out.
And what was the letter for that crit again?
That doesn't matter because Bofan is not here, so...
Oh, Okay, well, I've been keeping track of all that anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, E versus a 3 then, if you're keeping track.
Yeah, okay.
I guess I can always give him his experience for things that he's doing when he's not present. He just doesn't get
because
any
he's
idea
got both
points.
the kills now. He's
Well,
the
I
only
think-
one that's got the kills.
I think the first one should actually be attributed to Glock. He put him to sleep before Bofin killed him.
That works. Fix the
Okay. That was, I think, all melee taken care of this turn.
Mm-hmm.
Did Aragost swing his sword?
Yes.
Yes, he did.
Okay. All right. Did Glock fire his sleep again?
He was preparing it.
Yes, he was. Yes. Okay.
Um,
And Dagar was he shouted
He was-
retreat, and he was preparing to knock
he was reloading. Yeah.
reloading. Yes. Okay. Good. So movement is next.
Okay. So let's turn up the heat here. 3 more of these guys drop down into the yard. So next turn, Mhenuk.
So the innkeeper had sounded their retreat. So I'm going to shout to the others further into
Actually,
the
you
yard.
haven't seen the innkeeper in a while. It was Dagar sounding the retreat.
Oh, yeah, that's
Warrior.
right. Dagar's our dude, not the innkeeper.
Yep.
So many names. So many names.
Oh, everybody make a perception roll, actually, at this point.
All right.
With an 89, for some reason, you are hearing the sound of water. It's like you hear rushing water from somewhere, but you can't quite localize it. All right. So then, Mhenuk, did you decided what you were going to do?
Yeah, I'm going to shout to Bofin, our employer is leaving, and move back into the inn underneath the dude who's on top of the roof to get out of his way, his line of fire.
Okay. Who's next?
So, that way, I guess.
So after Mhenuk, that would be Glock.
All right. So he's going to continue preparing his spell and stay in his cover. Next.
So that would be the NPCs.
All right. All of these new Kultirith are getting out their crossbows, and the ones who are already here have prepared, and they're getting ready to fire. This guy is going to fire down at the very dangerous, ugly troll-like creature who just laid out his boss. This one is going to fire at the nearest dwarf, Bofin. The others are not ready to act yet. Dagar he's going to actually start. Well, he's going to cover the retreat. He's going to take a shot at that fellow, one of the new guys. But he's still shouting, "Retreat! Retreat!" Next.
Yes. This is me, Mhutvak. And I'm going to prep a killing blow on the sergeant.
Okay. And who's next?
Aragost.
Probably run around to the back of the building for now, then, where it seems everybody's heading in that general direction.
Okay. So then, spellcasting goes first. Glock is still prepping.
Yes.
He'll be able to cast next turn.
Yes.
Missile fire.
Yes.
All right. So this guy shooting at Mhenuk, who's got a defensive bonus of 5.
Where's the DB of 5 coming from? I thought I have... Does the shield only apply if I'm prepared?
Do you have a shield?
Yeah,
Let me take a look at your character sheet real quick here.
I'm carrying a shield. Because, yeah, my sheet says 30. I'm just wondering what the mechanics of it are.
I guess I did not have your shield accounted for. Now, but you do have a broken arm, so you can't exactly use a weapon and the shield at the same time.
That's true. Fair enough.
All right, so let's go ahead and unequip your shield at the moment.
Yep.
So then, missile attack, 105 versus plate. 125 versus plate. He's within 20 feet, or within 50 feet.
Okay, 125 versus plate is 11B. Puncture critical, 84 minus
Yikes.
10. Yeah, stunned for around -25 to activity, 3 hits.
Okay.
pins me to the ground.
Let's see.
So how many hits
Campfire,
total was
campfire.
that? Sorry, I need to figure this out.
According to my chart, you have taken 23, including the hits that had not healed from the last time.
Okay.
And what was
I'll
that
take
crit
me down to
severity level
61
again?
then.
B. All right, see. Bofin's got no defensive bonus. Poor fellow. Uh-oh. I might have just killed Bofin.
So is that 109, or is that 20
close
within
is he?
50 feet? So 129,
Yeah.
129 versus, he's in chain or rigid leather?
He is in chain.
Chain is 19C. So 19
Oh
hits.
no, that's a kill.
And then a C critical, 100 puncture. Yeah, strike through the eye.
Bofin looks back, and he shouldn't have, and gets an eye full of crossbow bolts.
Oh no.
I thought
James
you were
is
gonna say
not
he
gonna
looks
be
back
happy.
after you do the crossbow bolt. Well, at least I don't have to keep track of that anymore. You already. It looks
That's
like
the spirit.
and you darkened it already too. That was I think you set that up.
Oh dear.
Sad
Let's
way
see.
to go.
Need to go ahead and take a screenshot of that for.
Yeah, send that to him. I feel bad.
Poor Bofin.jpg.
And I listened to the most recent episode where he was so excited to get to play.
Well.
And I felt bad because I got a shout out of that episode and then I replaced him. I'm like, oh, I feel so bad. And then I got the shout out because I feel so worse.
Oh dear.
It is now the second worst I've ever felt listening to a podcast episode.
That feels really unfair to kill him when he's not even here to enjoy it. Maybe I'll retcon that and we'll figure something out.
Bring him back with an eye patch.
Half perception though, and no depth.
I've got an idea. He won't like it very much, but I've got an idea. All right. Melee attacks. I think only Mhutvak was planning a melee.
Yes, I was. I'm hoping that this will be a killing blow against
Seems likely.
against this sergeant. I'm going to use my warhammer, and so that would be one hand concussion, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay. And remind me with warhammer if there is any.
I think it gets a
modifier.
plus 10.
Is he still down?
Statistics. He is still down.
Yeah, so you get a plus 20.
That's
Plus
plus
20?
5 for being a warhammer.
Okay. And then, so total 20?
25.
25. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
He's no longer flanked because Mhenuk is backing away.
Ooh.
There it is.
All right.
That's what I was hoping for.
So yeah, he's in leather, right?
Correct.
So that's 20 and an E critical. And an E critical on a 67 crush is shatters knee, 9 hits. Knocked down and stunned for 3 more rounds.
Interesting. I was aiming for the pelvis, but the knee is okay, I guess.
Should have been an arrow though.
Well, you have overcome his his hit points, so that guy is
29
down.
hits. Very nice.
Thank you.
So that was a level 5 kill for Mhutvak there. And that, I believe, is the end of melee. So now it's moving, is that right?
One moment. Yeah, it should be. Yes, movement.
Okay, Aragost, how far can you get?
I can get to here.
Okay. Bofin would have been moving away, but you left him bleeding on the ground.
I met him just 5 minutes ago, it feels like.
Mhenuk.
Yeah. How does this work? The fact that I got hit and stunned do I get to move and then I lose next round? Do I lose both rounds? Do I move and then lose? Or do I lose this round and then move?
Do you remember, Greg, what the rule for moving when stunned was?
No.
Okay.
I think
I will look it up.
Now, Jacob,
think
this
it's gonna
was you were
matter.
shouting for a retreat back into the inn. Is that what you're doing with your movement?
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
But then I got hit in the lower leg by a crossbow bolt.
Yes.
Slows
How
one down.
unfortunate. How unfortunate.
May not attack, may move, parry with only half offensive bonus. Any other action requires a maneuver roll modified by -50. So yeah, you need to make a moving maneuver roll at -50.
Okay, so that means I roll my plate -50, right?
Right. That's
not going to
go well.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
-76 means now walking is a routine maneuver, so I'm not going to give you too much, but you can move 30% of your 15 feet, so you can get 5 feet.
Cool. So it sounds like I stumble to the window
Pretty much, yeah.
after getting hit. Yeah.
Stumbles to window. Okay.
And I already took
I forgot
the hits.
to give Dagar his action.
And his name tags, I forgot his name. Yeah, Dagar. Dagar can just kind of pull him in.
79 versus soft leather missile attack.
79 versus soft leather is nothing. Or no, it's 4. 4 hits.
4 hits to number 5. All right. Next turn, Mhenuk. What do you plan to try and do?
I'm stunned again, so I'll need to try to make another moving maneuver to get through the window. So I think I'm just. Can I?
Are you still stunned? I thought it was only 1 round.
Oh, you're
no,
right.
This is the first round that you're stunned.
But this is the 1 round of stun, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So can I switch to my shield? Will that take a moving maneuver?
Hold on, guys. Let me ask this quick question. Because he stumbled to the window, was that not the round of stun?
Well, he's stunned until the
hit.
end of the next turn.
I got you.
So yeah.
Because I got hit by somebody earlier in the turn order.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Ready to go.
Can I parry? Is parrying missile attacks useful?
Yes. However, you can only do it if you have your shield out.
Can I just get my shield out?
I'm going to say, yeah, just shifting an item.
Sure. Yeah, I will switch to my shield then.
Who's next in the turn order? Glock?
We need Glock. Yes.
All right, so he has prepared his spell for 2 turns, so he's going to cast it. Is he within range of these guys? 70 feet? 100 feet, yeah, he can do it. So he's going to cast it and try and get all 3 of these guys if he can. 369, he can only get 2 of them, though, because of the way the spell works. All right, after Glock.
Yes, after that would be Dagar and the slaves.
Okay, you can't see the slaves. You've got no idea what they're doing, but Dagar is going to start moving that direction. So he's going to move into the barn. The Kultirith are all going to shoot their crossbows. Actually, this guy, the 2 that shot last turn have to reload. The other 3 are going to shoot. Number 5 is going to shoot at Mhutvak. Number 6 over here, change his name, is going to shoot at Mhutvak. And then the last guy is going to try and hit this spellcaster over there if he can, because he's the only one who can actually see him. And then that's you.
Yes. 'Tis I. I am prepping shield for cover.
Okay. So you can parry a missile attack.
Okay.
Let me see how that works. If a character has a shield and is facing an opponent making a missile attack, he may parry the missile attack with up to half of his offensive bonus. Later, you may move half of your normal movement or make a melee attack with half of your offensive bonus. So you can move in addition to parrying a missile attack.
Okay.
So would you like to do that?
Yes, I would, please.
Where would you like to move to?
Okay. Let's see. Where am I? I'm going to move back towards Mhenuk.
Okay. And who's next?
Let's see. So we've got Aragost.
All right.
Can I tell everybody's running into here? Since they're
You
not
can
out
see that
back?
that's where Dagar is going to move.
Okay. Into there, then.
Okay. Spellcasting. Glock's going to make his roll. 35. That's not terrific.
So wait, how does this work?
You look up
Base spell.
35 versus leather on the base spells attack.
Oh, I had scrolled down. I didn't realize the resistance table was also on the base spell table.
Yeah.
35 versus leather is plus 20.
Okay. Plus 20.
And then it's 3 and 3, right?
So that's for 7.
So you have to roll above 50, right?
I think I need to roll, above that number.
Yeah, so one succeeds, one fails, because the cutoff is 50.
Right. So fortunately for Glock, the guy that was going to shoot at him failed. The other guy is still alert. So record a level 3 kill for Glock again.
Yay for him.
Missile attacks. Those guys can't do anything. And the other two are shooting at Mhutvak, I believe I said.
Yes. Both at me, yes.
Okay, but you got a total defensive bonus of 40 plus half of your offensive bonus, which is what?
My offensive bonus?
Yep.
Oh, let me see.
For one-handed concussion.
One-handed concussion. 51?
Okay. So 25 plus 4. Wow. That is a lot of defense. How's your defensive bonus 40? That's amazing.
I don't know. Show me where I see it, where I don't see it. Wow, that is 40, isn't it?
Item?
Yeah, so defensive bonus.
Oh, because you've
10.
got a plus 10 shield. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so minus 65 on these attacks. They chose the wrong guy to shoot at.
Well, this time.
64, that's a miss.
Indeed.
What did I say that modifier was? Minus 65. Oh, that's a fumble.
Ooh, fun.
Okay, now we get to look at a missile weapons fumble table.
Fun.
61, and modified by plus 20 for a crossbow. So he broke his bowstring. Twang! And it's going to take him 2 rounds to get a new weapon out. So,
and I would tell him that he was a little bit sharp on that note, that he needed to tighten up a little bit. Actually loosen a little bit.
All right, so 2 turns to get new weapon.
Yes. And Aragost, while we're looking that up, what was your intention? I missed your intention.
I'm just moving.
You're moving?
Here.
Okay.
Yep, everybody said retreat. I'm retreating, and this time I'm not diving through a window to do it.
Okay.
All right, so missile weapons are done. That makes melee, and nobody's doing that, right?
No.
Okay, so then movement.
Movements, yes. So we've got Mhenuk did pull his shield, was that a movement?
He was just changing weapons, and due to his injury and the shifting, he can't actually move.
Okay.
Dagar, however, is going to grab him and try and pull him through the window. So let's try and get him into cover.
Okay.
We'll just call this a moving maneuver, I guess.
Yeah. What rating?
I'm going to call it hard.
Hard 60 is 40% chance.
Okay. I'm going to say it's 40% of the maneuver. So he's got you like
30% for hard.
30%.
Yep.
Roughly equivalent. Okay, so he's got you up, like, and he's pulling you through the window, but you're not in yet.
Okay.
Mhutvak, you can still move.
Yes, and I'm going to move towards the doorway.
Okay. So you can move at whatever half of your
yes,
your total movement is, whatever that is.
Movement 55. Is that
okay? So yeah, you can move about 28 feet, and I think that takes care of everybody who was moving.
Yep. No static maneuvers. Do we tabulate any wounds?
Thank you for the reminder. Aragost is still bleeding.
Yep, I got it.
Nobody else is bleeding or stunned. Mhenuk's stunning is now gone.
Cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It adds. It just keeps increasing my hits taken every single round.
Well, you
Hey,
can
at least it
always take a turn to apply a bandage or something if you can find one. Mhenuk, that wound that's giving you minus 25, that was a arrow in the leg, right?
Correct.
Okay.
And I'm realizing, that should be my activity penalty, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what's causing your limp.
Cool. It says that my movement rate is negative 10 feet per round. Does that mean I can't move?
That means you better hope that Dagar can get you through that window.
Okay.
All right.
I hadn't realized that was editable. Sorry.
Let's see.
Okay, so we'll be in after wounds tabulation. We're coming to a new turn.
All right, so wounds have been tabulated. Mhenuk, you can't really move, but I would let you roll a moving maneuver to help Dagar get you through the window.
Okay.
If you like.
Is there anything I can do to get the arrow out, or is that like a more long-term thing? Solution that I need.
You've got some actual like muscle damage or something there. That's
okay. Yeah, then I guess I have to do the moving maneuver. It's going to be at like negative 65 or something.
Yeah. Well, as long as you don't actually fail, which is pretty difficult to do on the moving maneuver table.
Cool.
At least when I'm giving you a routine maneuver, such as don't get in the other guy's way.
All right.
Dagar is going to continue attempting to help Mhenuk through the window. Who's next in the initiative order?
Glock.
Okay, Glock is going to move back into the inn and try and join everybody else in the barn. I'm guessing that means the NPCs are next.
Yes.
They're all reloading, and over here in this corner near where that noise was, the fence actually splinters in, and you see the end of a battering ram coming through it. So then I'm guessing Mhutvak, you're next.
Yeah. Now, are you able to open a little bit more of that up on the map?
Open a little bit more of what?
So, like, can we see less black and a little more of that ram?
Maybe.
Okay. I was just curious.
I don't know. See, dynamic lighting, and
I don't want to expose too much of the map. I just wanted to see.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if.
Okay. No worries.
Because I don't think that, of course, from where you are, you can't really see that because you've got the corner of the building in your way.
We're good. Okay, I'll declare intention. So I'm going to go ahead and move into the doorway of the from where I am. I'm going to move on into that doorway to get into the barn.
All right. Are you going in through the tavern or through the main barn door?
I'm going to go through that tavern door.
Okay. Spell casting. Nobody's doing that. Everybody with a missile weapon is reloading. Mm-hmm. Nobody's in melee. So then movement. You've made your move. Glock will make his move. He's doing the same thing. Aragost is, I'm assuming, into the barn by now.
Actually, I was going to say, if I'm in the kitchen, can I find a bandage or something to work as a bandage in the kitchen?
Sure, yeah.
Then I would also like to bandage self.
Spend this turn reducing your hits per round to 0.
So you are bandaging yourself?
Yes.
Okay.
I've been bleeding for a while.
Okay, gotcha.
It was starting to add up.
And then Dagar and Mhenuk are trying to get the shell dwarf through the window.
Yes.
So Dagar.
I should roll my moving maneuver, right?
Yes. Let's see.
Will it take the penalty into account on the main page?
If you make a moving maneuver, yes. If you actually roll that line.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay, so 31.
What's the difficulty of his roll?
His roll is hard because he's trying to lift a heavy dwarf through the window.
Yeah, so 60 hard is 30, and 31 routine is 90.
Okay. So 90 means... How was I going to do this?
I'm
You're
90%
helping him.
successful in not getting in his way.
Okay, I'm going to say that, you're 90 and his 30, 120 plus his previous 30 is 150. So he can get you actually fully into the room and on the floor, and he's starting to unbuckle your armor a little bit to help you be able to move.
Good.
And because you're lying on the ground, you've got full cover from the crossbows.
Great.
So it'll take 2 rounds to get you out of the armor. So that's moving maneuvers and static maneuvers. So we're back up at the top.
Yes.
Mhenuk, are you just going to lie there and help unbuckle stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. We know what Dagar is doing.
So my intention is to move towards Mhenuk and Dagar in case someone were to breach a window.
Okay. Glock is going to come over here and grab armor pieces and start toting them over to the cart so that Mhenuk doesn't lose his very expensive armor. Leave it behind. Was that 2 full turns of reloading yet?
Yeah. Who is reloading?
All the Kultirith guys outside?
Yes. That would have been two turns.
Yep.
Yes.
2 turns for these 2 guys and still only 1 turn for the other 2, I think.
Okay.
All right. So then
I'll agree with you.
They are going to hop down into the yard and start approaching the inn with their crossbows up to take attacks of opportunity against anybody they happen to be able to see.
Okay.
The other 2 guys are reloading, and then we've got more appearing through that breach in the wall.
This is feeling a little bit like Helm's Deep right now, guys.
But that won't happen for 1,500 years.
Yeah, we got a while to go before that. We're good.
Okay.
All right.
So we've we're at spellcasting.
Actually, Aragost hasn't declared his intention
Oh, I'm
yet.
sorry, Aragost.
I think I'm actually going to run back into here to help cover them and possibly drag out Mhenuk if he needs it.
Okay. So then, spellcasting, nobody's doing that. Missile weapons, nobody's doing that yet. Those 2 guys need to move first. Nobody's in melee, so then movement. Aragost moves first. And you have a bow, right? If you wanted to switch to your bow, you could do so.
I'm just on. Get them out of here.
Okay. These 2 guys, see, they can move only 10 and be ready to fire. Mhenuk and Dagar are on the ground. Aragost is covered. This guy can shoot at Aragost, and he will. With that minus 35. And
Missile
additional
versus
minus
chain.
20 for the... he is within 50 feet, so it's a 92.
92 versus chain is 7 hits.
All right, Aragost, you take a crossbow bolt in the shoulder, but it doesn't get through your armor. Just gives you a nice big bruise. Dagar and Mhenuk are continuing to dismantle armor. Mhutvak, what were you doing?
Yes. So I was over by them, to one side of Mhenuk, and so over here I had moved,
Oh, okay.
and so
you were shielding still?
Yeah, I was preparing to shield, but when I saw that arrow or bolt come through, am I able to move to my bow and go to fire, prepare to fire?
You'll have to shift your weapons next turn. It'll take you a turn to load, or you can shoot at minus 25.
Okay.
I think it's minus 25 for your bow.
Okay, so let me at this point move towards that window and shield.
Okay.
So I'm going to move here.
Because, yeah. The table says negative 30 if you're drawing or changing weapons.
Okay, I won't change. I'm just going to shield.
All right. Next turn. Mhenuk, you've got 1 more turn to get out of your armor entirely.
All right.
Dagar is going to continue helping. Glock is going to start taking the pieces that have already been removed to the barn. Let's see, who's next in the initiative order?
So after Glock, it would be NPCs.
Okay. The 2 guys that just shot are going to be reloading. And the other 4 now are going to see. This guy's going to shoot at Aragost again. These other 3 over here are going to start to move, try and get into position to shoot through the windows, but they won't be able to shoot this turn.
So we already talked about Dagar, so that would be me.
Mm-hmm.
And in this turn, I'm going
to...
Yeah, missile parry.
Okay. All right. So then spellcasting, then missile attacks. So this guy is shooting at whom? He's probably actually shooting at you because you're in the front.
Me?
Mhutvak, yep.
Yes.
Crossbow at minus 69. Oh, minus 89 because you're in cover now. So he hits nothing.
Yep.
You get your shield in the way, and it pings right off of it.
Ping.
Okay, and then that's the only guy with a missile weapon who can attack at this point. So the others are just moving.
Yep. So we don't have any melee attacks, so we are in the movement
right.
part of this turn. Yep.
And see, these guys can move 10 while reloading. Oh, he already moved him, though. He shot. This guy is going to move back a little bit. Okay. Static maneuvers. I think we're... So Aragost, what was it you were doing this time?
You never asked.
Oh,
I was
sorry.
going to try to see if I could physically pull them closer towards the kitchen and the barn.
Probably that will interfere with the removing the armor. But next turn, you definitely can help Mhenuk. And that being the case, I'll say that we can split the difference between... he'll be out of his armor. Yeah, so splitting the difference between your reduced movement rate and him helping you would be 45 feet.
Nice.
All right, so then this turn, that can be done. Yeah, you can get all the way into the barn.
So, Aragost, what were you doing again?
Getting ready to help drag Mhenuk into the barn.
Gotcha.
Okay, but Mhenuk gets first move. I assume that you're going to be moving to the barn.
Yes, I agree with this plan.
All right. Who gets next declaration?
So that would be Glock.
Okay, let's see. Glock is... See, last turn he was actually over here. So then this turn he's coming back in to grab more armor. So we'll wait for that to happen. And after Glock,
so he's still loading. He's still loading armor.
Yeah, he's as the pieces of armor were coming off, he's carrying them into the barn, putting them
Gotcha.
in the cart.
All right.
After Glock is
NPCs.
Okay. So all the guys that moved last turn are going to be able to shoot. Number 5. See, he's reloading. He's still reloading. And he's reloading. So we'll have just 3 of them that can shoot. So this fellow is going to attempt to shoot at Aragost. He can't quite hit Aragost. So he's going to hold his action until he sees somebody appear in that window. This guy's going to try and shoot Dagar. And he'll try to shoot Mhutvak.
Okay.
All right.
So what was Dagar doing?
Dagar, now that Mhenuk's out of his armor, is going to move toward the barn.
Okay. And at this point, I will move to cover the person that I'll be last in a sense. So
Okay.
I'll be covering the movement.
Rear guard. Okay.
Rear guard, yes.
And still missile parrying.
Yes, please.
Okay. And that leaves us with Aragost, right?
Yes.
The dragon.
Dragon. All right. You're helping Mhenuk.
Yep.
All right. So then, nobody's spell casting. Who did I say is shooting whom?
Let's see. So, fella up to the top left would try to hit. Oh, he was holding, and then the guy in the this area right here was going to shoot at Aragost,
Okay.
and then this guy out here was going to try to shoot at me.
Right. So Aragost is minus 35, and he's got cover plus 20, so minus 55. That's a 19. That's not going to hit anything.
Correct.
This guy is minus 89 because of the cover and the parry. Minus 4. Okay, you got crossbow bolts hitting the building, bouncing off shields, not doing much of anything. See, melee, nobody's doing that. So movement. Aragost is quickest, so I'll let you and Mhenuk go ahead and move into the barn since you're going to make it all the way there.
Yeah, so we get 45 feet, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow, that's a long way. I'm reconsidering my armor decisions.
Yeah. Now you see why we're chained.
Plate is meant to be worn when you're riding a horse. And Mhutvak gets half his movement. Which is, how far did we say? 27, something like that?
28.
28?
Yes.
Okay, so you can get to the door.
Okay.
So at this point, you're in full cover, and these guys aren't going to be able to get to you before you can get into the wagons. And also, we're only half an hour away from the end of this session. So the sleighs have got the horses all hitched up and everything. And you burst out through the main barn doors. And those of you dwarves with your night vision can see that there's a few more guys ranged around in the trees, and they take some shots at you as the horses are charging madly out of the place. Over here to our main thing. And so you charge. So you've got some guys around here that are shooting. And you get all the way up here to the gate, and the guards up at the Tirthon see you coming, and they see what's happening. And they open the gates for you, and the cart and horses get through just fine. And you find yourself inside the palisade. There are guys up on little scaffolds all along the wall, ready to shoot back at the bad guys out there. And so the guards get you in. Come on, quick. And you get in, and the doors boom behind you. And they keep hurrying you up all the way up into the tower, because this palisade isn't actually very strong. And if these guys decide to come in, then they want you under cover. So you get in here into this kind of tight square tower. The soldiers don't bring the horses in or anything, but they're unloading the grain, getting it through the doors. Yes, I did the scaling on this map too. Saw Greg over there testing my scale.
Yep.
Nice, Greg.
Always got to check. It's how I know how big things are.
All right, so the front gate's got these decorative columns on either side that are, although they're kind of fancy, they're still functional to protect the gate from assault. There's a pair of portcullises right inside, and then another gate on the other side of the portcullises, and then you go through into this hallway, and there's arrow loops and murder holes. Mm-hmm. So it looks pretty strong, and you are met by Oswi. If I can find him, I will show you a picture of him. Volsegi, here we go. And this guy is a Dunadan. He's got a very, very fine broadsword on his hip. Looks like it's probably elf make. And he says, well, we didn't expect an attack this early. I'm sorry that we didn't bring you in earlier. But Ynarri got to us and told us what was going on, and that you might be trying to make a break for it. Thank you for bringing this grain to us, Dagar. I'm pleased to see that you made it. To be honest, I was a little concerned that you wouldn't be making it at all. So, who are you, my friends? He's addressing himself mostly to Aragost because,
yes,
fellow Dunadan.
I am Aragost. These here are.
Go ahead.
I thought somebody said something.
I did.
I'm not quite sure who these are. These are the ones who are actually transporting the goods.
Oh, I'm pleased to meet you, Aragost. I am Oswi of House Amerdan. Dagar, I know. I assume the rest of these dwarvish fellows are your caravan guards, I suppose?
That is true.
True.
You don't you don't have
As
both
was
in
a
here to speak for you anymore, huh?
As was a friend of ours who fell in the yard of that inn not too long ago.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Put my hand over my heart.
Well, welcome to the Tirthon. You are, of course, welcome here. We'll do our best to defend you. I'm afraid that it looks like we're settling in for a siege here. You might be with us for some time. I trust that we can depend on you to lend your strength of arms to us if we have need.
Have you got food and drink?
We do that.
Then you have our support.
Good to hear it. For now, we don't have a lot of space, but we can bunk you down. See, I should probably look to see where they would put you. I think in the upper cellars. Maybe the lower cellars.
Because where are we standing now? Are we in 5 being addressed?
Yeah, you're in that hallway there. Actually, he probably took you over into 8.
Okay.
This is the main barracks. There's some bunk beds here and a large dining table.
Okay.
And there are 3 other guardsmen here playing cards. 9 there is a hearth, and glancing through it, you can see right into the kitchen. It passes through.
So how many men do you have here at this fine fortress?
Well, now you just have to ask me a question that I don't have any already answer to.
You could guess. You could just give me a number. Make me feel comfortable.
Enough.
We have 30 stout soldiers here.
Okay. In
addition to myself and the captain. And then, of course, various women and children. Mostly they live outside, but we're going to be bringing them in now that the siege is starting to begin. I'm afraid you'll have to share some quarters with those folks.
That's not a problem.
And
if you don't mind, just for a second, begging your pardon, sir, if I may speak with Mhenuk for a moment.
Of course. I've got some things to take care of. I'll see if I can scare up the captain. I'm sure he'll want to speak with you, and he's got the gold to pay off Dagar, of course.
Okay. And I kind of step over towards Mhenuk and not necessarily pull him away, but just pull to his side so he can hear me. And I say, brother, will we have time to remember our dead? Will we have time to honor our heroes?
We must.
I'm not sure how we go about this. I hated to leave the body.
I have no idea what dwarven funeral customs are.
I was going to make it up.
Feel free.
Yeah. What time of day are we in?
It is late evening, early night. The sun's gone down.
Okay. I was thinking that maybe, and I wouldn't turn Aragost away, but I mean, being human, I don't know that he would care. But I was thinking maybe strike of 9 or strike of 10. Mhenuk and I maybe go to an area. If there's somewhere we can see the sky without being shot at, maybe we'd offer some sort of memorial.
Right. Actually, being dwarves, would you want to see the sky, or would you want to be down in the earth? You know what?
Some really good earth. That would be. I believe that'd be great. What do you think?
Yeah. No, I was about to say, is there any place in this tower where we can get to the dirt?
Yes. As a matter of fact, let me turn off dynamic lighting here also. Let's go ahead and... Now, Mhenuk, you're still pretty beat up.
Yep.
Yeah. You can just lean on me as we work our way towards the earth. And I turn back to Aragost and say, my good sir, Mhenuk and I want to remember and memorialize our fallen friend. You would be welcome to join us if you would like to. If not, I understand, but we need to do this.
I'm trying to think what's a good funeral thing to do with the earth.
Did we maintain anything of Bofin's?
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
I don't know that we have anything of his.
Let's see, he might have had some stuff in the cart. Let me check his inventory.
Okay. All right.
But yes, while that is being looked into,
Did
Aragost.
Greg, did your character want to go with us?
Yes, Aragost looks over to the dwarves remaining. I would be honored.
Okay.
He fought bravely.
Thank you.
No, he didn't really have anything that would have been in the cart. He did hand that signet ring off to one of you. Who had that?
I think that was Mhenuk.
I can't remember if it was Mhenuk or Glock.
Oh, I can't remember.
You weren't there, so you wouldn't.
Oh, that's
know.
right. Yeah, right. Right.
I don't have the ring in my inventory, so it must have been Glock.
Okay, let me check his inventory, see if he's got it on listed. I don't think either of you. I don't think anybody actually wrote it down. But I remember there was a discussion that he should hand it off to one of you. I do specifically remember that. So let's assume that you have it, just for convenience sake. But that was a gift for Marindil, the captain. Otherwise, it's still out there in the inn.
Oh, I wish we'd have gotten the body. Well, I say that, and you guys tell me what you think. So the signet ring was to be a gift to a captain? Have we gone beyond meeting that captain? Or could we use this in our ceremony?
The captain would be the captain of the Tirthon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
well, then we'll
just him,
we'll use it in symbology then.
All right.
So we hold it, and I say, tonight, lads, we remember our favorite Bofin, who he was to us, who he was to his family, his clan, his kin. He was a warrior. He was a gentleman. He was a scoundrel, but he was dear to us. I shall surely miss him. And I'm gonna add, I have the ring that I had, and I'm gonna kiss the ring, and then I'm gonna hand it back to Mhenuk. Would you like to say anything, brother?
I don't say anything, but I also kiss the ring. And then I kneel down and scoop some earth over it in a little mound and step aside for Mhutvak.
I think at this point we would just, I would think maybe just fist to heart, and then maybe work our way back towards food and drink and finding out what else we needed as far as the lodging, where we'd be sleeping, that kind of thing.
This was episode 3 of The Dark Mage of Rhudaur. Music for this episode was provided by Dark Fantasy Studio.